Morning Hollywood Hills fans, this is needed this morning. A cup of mud. I'm super tired. It is a crazy last push for this season, and there is so much happening in the last couple of months of the year that we are flat out with edits. But today, I've got the old GXCC cap on because we've got the penultimate round of the GXCCs coming around the corner. It's a new venue for the GXCCs as well, out in Verena, which is around about an hour outside the left-hand side of Bronkhorstspruit, heading towards the mountains over there. And it is a spectacular venue. When I say that, I really do mean it. I went out there this week, chatted to Vian, caught up with the boys that are out there marking and making the track lacquer for us. They've had early rains. They've had fires before that as well, so the ground is just absolutely perfect. It feels like you're in the Cape. It feels like you're in the Ceres Valley. Anyway, judge for yourselves. This is me and Vian chatting about Verena and the next GXCCs. All right, Vian, another round of the GXCCs, the penultimate round as well. It's an important one. Tell me about where we are.
Yeah, we're out here just outside of Verena. Lovely place. Maybe one or two guys have raced in this area before, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. But it's stunning. You know, if you look at some of the races that we've had this year, fast, flat out pinned stuff, it's going to be the opposite here. It's going to slow the speeds down. It's going to be a lot of single track sort of terrain, mountains, rivers. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm checking the valley we're in. It almost feels like the Ceres Valley. It's very lush, and I think the rains came at the right time.
Yeah, luckily we had some rain out here, and you know, to top it off, this type of soil that they have here doesn't create a lot of dust. So, you know, for those guys that was thinking in the last 2 races, oh, it was a dust bowl, well, they're not going to have that same experience over here.
Cool. I can see we're pitting down here in the lowlands, so we've got some nice grasslands to work with. Give us an idea of how the courses are going to break down.
So, you know, let's start off with the juniors. You know, this area over here, it's a nice flat area for the guys to pit in. We're going to have the start just behind this old house of General Herzog. And yeah, then the juniors are going to go out. We are going to keep them inside. It's going to be an inside loop for the juniors all along the river, some technical stuff. It's going to be a completely different race for the juniors this time around. You know, we're getting to the end of the season. It's time to test their skills and not just hang on the cable all the time. Beautiful. It's nothing difficult or anything, but it's going to be a much slower race. You know, I always get phone calls from the dads a couple of days before the race. How do I sprocket my bike? Well, I can tell them this time around they need to make sure that they actually sprocket it for the slower speeds and cornering and that sort of stuff.
And we're standing in a valley and there's mountains around, which means there's rivers around as well.
Right behind us over there, between the tree line, that's where the Volga Rivier is running. Big river. You know, for the seniors, also going to start out here. They're going to go across the road, basically crossing underneath the road next to the river. They're going to go all along the top part of the farm and then back down the Volga River, all the way next to it, coming through, back again under the bridge, following the river again. So yeah, big river there, and they're going to cross little branches off of that river in certain areas. It's going to be beautiful.
I think with these nice early rains, we should see some good numbers. I think everyone's been a little bit dusted out, but the rains are fully here now. This can be a great race.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're expecting some more rain this week. That's what it's showing. So it'll be nice and wet. Yeah, the last couple of races were obviously heavy in the middle of winter, and it was dry. So this time around, I think it's going to be beautiful. And you can see also the grass, everything's becoming nice and green now. So it's going to be a nice, good time of the year to have a race here.
And with 2 GXCCs still to go, what's the message to the riders out there?
You know, I'll tell them on the morning on the start line as well. This can be the race where they can throw the championship away. It's not going to be a hanging on the cable, flat out race. They're going to have to use their heads. A lot of single track paths, a lot of dips and crossings. So they're going to have to focus. It's not just going balls to the wall all the time. It's going to have to be thinking and making sure that you look at where you're going. We're obviously going to clear the track as best as we can, but it is a rocky sort of terrain in some sections. Some sections are thick sand again, but rocks in the sense of small rocks that can just cause a little spill. They're going to have to be awake and make sure that they focus on what they're doing. So Matt, you're always asking me the questions and what the loop is going to be like, and you know what the guys can expect. So I've taken you out on the loop now. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, thanks Vion. Actually, it's been fun. I do enjoy going out on these recce's. Yeah, I think this is probably one of the most fun tracks I've seen laid out. For us, for the TD crew, plenty of features to work with. I mean, out the back here, one of the furthest points, this copy is just going to be absolutely gorgeous. Don't worry guys, you don't go up it, you don't go down it, you go around it. So nice and flow. I think the best thing about this area is the dirt. It's got like a nice sandy kind of river gravel to it, which I love, which for me just means less dust. Maybe not zero dust, but less dust. But the lowlands that we saw down there are proper grassy and lush, and apparently the big guy's going to be sending more wet stuff over the next few weeks, which is going to be cool. But I think it's a gorgeous track. I kind of want to call this one a 3rd and 4th gear track, so I don't think it's going to be the monster bikes that are going to lay this thing down. I think on the pro gates, the 250s and the 350s will probably run the fastest laps, in my opinion, from what I've seen. But I think it's got a lovely flow. It's nice down the bottom there. The valley is just amazing. This area just blows me away. It's like being in the Ceres Valley down in the Cape. So I think the Oaks are in for a really, really cool event. And yeah, if we get that rain that's been promised, but you can see how green it is out here already. So I think it's going to be an absolute belter of a race. And yeah, thanks to Vian and the boys. They are out here, guys, sweating for you. So enjoy the track, okay?
So as you can see, it's going to be an absolute pearl of an event. And remember, this is only a 7-round championship. This is round 6 of 7 with 1 throwaway. So if you are in the hunt for the championship, make sure you're there. I believe this is going to be one of the most fun, flowing, and enjoyable tracks out there. There'll be a little bit of dust, as there always is with any of these kind of races, but there'll be much less. The sand there definitely is going to drop quicker. The loam in the lowlands is going to be spectacular, and it looks like we're going to have frequent rain up until the event. So get those entries in. We can't wait to see you guys out there. And then once that's done, literally 1 week later is going to be the final round of the Farm Jams. Remember, Farm Jam did a little bit of a reimagination of themselves this year. They went on the road and they've been hitting all kinds of new venues. Also, they changed their format. So it sits somewhere in between GXCCs and EWXCs. It is pure, true hair scrambles, and we've seen real good buy-in from everyone who's come around the corner to actually enjoy those tracks as well. So those entries are also open on Race Control, and we're going to be feeding you more and more information. You can see here already a couple of pictures are coming through, so the boys are out there getting it done, marking and slashing the track. We're going back old school to the old original Farm Jam venue, which is dirt tracks, but we're able to utilize all of the hair scrambly style of the track that is there waiting for us. So get the entries in for GXCCs for this coming weekend. Get the entries in for the weekend after for Farm Jam. We'll see you there out on the line. Laters.